I see some new blood in the house. Bring it on.
Breakwater.
All right, we are live.
Yes, we are.
Welcome, everybody. Welcome to our call today. Super excited to have you all. Welcome, welcome, welcome. Tui, Bray, Ella, Patrick. Welcome to our call tonight. I'm streaming to you from a beautiful little tropical island called Boracay. It's in like the middle of the Visayas Islands here in the Philippines. It's absolutely beautiful. It's raining like crazy right here. But it's like about what, 11:10 at night. I'm super excited to share this info tonight with you guys and to just share the vision of true freedom here at Divinfi. If this is your first time watching this, I would like to urge you and recommend really just one thing. This is what one of my mentors a long time ago told me, and it's always just stuck in my head. And it was, our minds are like a parachute. They work best if they're open. So all you're really meant to do here is just to have an open mind, number one. That's the first thing through the presentation that I would recommend. And at the end of the presentation, you're going to have one other thing, which is making a decision for yourself, right? I made a post on Instagram yesterday, and it was talking about how 12 years ago, I made a decision to go all in on my life. And my life is better than my dreams have ever been. And that is the key determining factor for all. This is what Napoleon Hill, if you've ever heard of his book, Think and Grow Rich, he found out about all successful people, whatever their field was. It doesn't necessarily have to be wealth, but whether it was like the JP Morgans of the world or the Edisons of the world, right? They had this one key determining factor, and it was that they had the ability to make decisions very, very quickly, and they changed their mind extremely slowly, while unsuccessful people, no matter how many degrees they had, they took forever to make up their mind, and they changed their mind extremely quickly. So I'm going to show you some information today that could possibly change your life. They say that information has the ability to change your situation, and that's exactly what it did for me. If you don't know who I am, my name is Sam Hidja. I'm the Chief Marketing Officer here at Divinfi, and I'm 30 years young. And I've absolutely changed my life because of the information that I was given and I made a decision on, and the people I surrounded myself with. And so I'm excited for you guys to view this information and make a decision for yourself. And with that being said, I'm going to share this video. I got my handy dandy iPad here because showing this on the phone was not working. So I'm going to play this video and we'll get right into the info.
Witness the dawn of a new era. In a world where consciousness and currency converge. Join Don Smith as he guides personal transformation. Introducing AI Polo, your gateway to financial freedom. Where spiritual enlightenment meets financial abundance. Join our network and unlock infinite earning potential. Divinfi. Elevate your consciousness. Multiply your currency. Join the revolution today.
Absolutely love that video. This is your first time watching this. Just know that you're at the very beginning of something absolutely revolutionary. And so if you're wondering, what is Divinfi? Divinfi is essentially a freedom ecosystem. And so what our vision here, I'm going to share my screen with you guys. Our vision is to create an ecosystem that helps all 8 billion people here on Earth. And what that means is helping them create freedom, whether that's financial, location, time freedom, or emotional freedom. Okay, so I'll tell you a little bit about myself and how I came to understand how this works, because it wasn't always this way. You know, I grew up with a very low income, poor family from Palestine. We traveled to the United States when I was a year. And so I didn't have this information. I had to learn it. And, you know, so at the age of 18, I got introduced to someone. He was my friend's older brother, and he was in the car business, and he introduced me to car exporting. And so what happened is I got into this industry and I made my first six figures at the age of 18, which was actually really amazing back then. I didn't really realize how awesome that was, because it I mean, I just really couldn't enjoy it. You know, like I was working 80 hours a week, I was losing my health, literally living off of what is it called? Red Bulls and cigarettes. Like it was awful. Okay. And so after that, I got introduced to another gentleman who was a couple of years older than me at the time. And he was living this like movie star lifestyle. I'm talking, he was on private jets. He had multiple supercars. He retired his family, which, I mean, I was impressed by that at the time, not so much now. But I was like, hey, like I want to learn. I want to learn what you do and how you do it. And so I got around him, started to observe what he did, his nuances, how he did things, you know, and just the way he thought and how he moved and all these different things. And he introduced me to the industry of network marketing, which completely shifted my view on life. And then that introduced me to other industries like affiliate marketing, direct sales, e-commerce, trading, forex, and cryptocurrencies, and then rental arbitrage. And so, you know, it was interesting because the time in between my last job and then meeting this mentor, it had only been a couple of years, but it was 9-day difference. Right. I was like, I remember working a job, absolutely hated what I did. I slacked off because I just like, why the heck I'm only here because of the money. And I just wasn't, there was no intrinsic motivation for me to continue. And then like I get into this industry and I'm like, my life completely changes, right? There was obviously a buffer period between learning the skills and adapting and then finally having the freedom that I wanted. But over the last 10, 12 years, I've earned millions of dollars for myself. I've traveled to 25 different countries. I've really been able to just do things that um, I mean, I just never even really dreamt that I could do. I've been able to help a lot of people make a lot of money, over six figures a year. And, you know, it just, you know, it's interesting because like it's talking to Tui and he's like, oh, you're in another country or another place now. I was like, yeah, like I didn't really realize that or even think about it, but I've been doing this for quite a while. I just book a one-way ticket to a city or another country and just do what I do. I like live there, work there, and money keeps on coming. And so this is the location and the time freedom. And so um what happened for me personally that shifted why I didn't realize it, why I started to realize that this wasn't it. This wasn't the whole pie. The financial location and time freedom was part of the pie, but it wasn't the full thing. It dawned on me and it became super apparent back in June 2023. I was married at the time and we were like, hey, let's go travel. Let's put all our stuff into one of our units and we'll just rent it out and just go travel Southeast Asia. So we ended up traveling like all over Southeast Asia and East Asia. And at the time, we were just going through a lot of marital problems and it just wasn't working. It started to get really toxic and whatnot. And I just started to wake up with massive anxiety, depression, panic attacks, you know, and thoughts of suicide. Like literally, I'd never been that person. I had done like so much work on myself, so much personal development, read thousands of books and audiobooks and personal development and seminars and workshops, energy work, breath work, plant medicine, like all the DMT and mushrooms and acid, all of that stuff, right? Like And it still was happening where I was having this anxiety, depression, panic attacks, all that stuff. And so I remember being in the 48th floor of the penthouse that I was renting at the time in Kuala Lumpur, Malaysia, and I'm literally thinking about jumping off. And so I was like, dude, things have to change for me. I can't keep doing this. So I ended up walking away from that marriage. And then after that, I ended up going to Bali, Indonesia, and I got arrested. I got myself thrown in jail for bringing marijuana, because in Thailand it was completely legal. And I brought some with me from Thailand to Bali because I was addicted to it. Right. I mean, if you asked me back then if I thought I was addicted, I would have been like, no, it's a herb, bro. It's a plant. You can't get addicted. Yes, I was addicted to it. It's just what it was. And so I got myself thrown in jail. I was in jail for 6 days, went into rehab for 17 days. And then they charged me $50,000 US to get out of that situation, which, really sucked. But it was exactly what I needed to really hit rock bottom, because a lot of the times where we are motivated by two things, either inspiration or desperation. And I got so desperate, not from a financial sense, but more so from like, damn, like I really effed up. Like things need to change. And so after that situation, I got introduced to this guy right here. His name is Don Smith. I got introduced to him by the CEO of our ecosystem. His name is Jamie Divine, and he had been working with Don for many years. And so he introduced me to Don. And then I went to go meet Don in the Philippines, which is a short plane ride from Bali. And so when I went to Don, I didn't expect what I was going to receive from him, or through him, I should say. And the reason why is because I had been doing so much personal development, right? And I just thought it was another step above, but it was on a completely other level. And this guy had been working with billionaires. He had worked with elite athletes at the Olympic level, 15 different sports. He had even worked and helped the guys that created the BlackBerry to go from $6 billion a year to $68 billion a year. So he was at this a whole other level. He's like basically this guy that was in the shadows that was helping navigate and help all of these high level executives. And we think about the billionaires and we're like, oh, like these guys got it figured out. No, they actually had it even worse than a lot of us. And so one example was one of Don's clients, his name was Tim. He was a multi-billionaire. He had been going through a lot of stuff. He had 5 addictions he was addicted to: alcohol, drugs, food, sex, and gambling. He was going through a divorce. He had massive panic attacks so bad that he couldn't even fly on his private jet. Okay, so he ends up hearing about Don through one of his buddies, and he hires Don to do a session with him, which this session is a 2-hour session. And through this session, Tim completely breaks free of the self-created hell that he was living in. The divorce is no longer there, no more addictions, no more panic attacks or anxiety, and he's like living this ultimate lifestyle. He had the money, the currency, and then also the consciousness. And that's what our ecosystem is all about. It's about the consciousness and the currency. And so what Don did for me is he helped me to break free of all of the things that were holding me back from playing small. As amazing as I was doing, I was still playing small. Right. And maybe you can relate. You're like, oh, I'm doing all of these things, but I know I have so much more potential within me. And so after doing Don's program, all my addictions completely gone, or I should say all of the addictions completely gone, whether it was marijuana, sex, traveling, money, people pleasing, validation, anxiety, depression, panic attacks, suicidal thoughts, all gone. And I just started shifting. Like my businesses in the US started doing really well. And I mean, I found a deep level of fulfillment to help people just like you achieve true freedom. And so to kind of wrap this up, this side of things, the consciousness scale, this is a scale that was created by a guy named Dr. David Robert Hawkins, and he has a book called Power versus Force, which I'd highly, highly recommend. And so in this book, he has a scale, And the scale, it has all of the levels of emotions, right? From shame all the way to enlightenment. And it goes from 0 to 1,000. So shame is at a 20, fear is 100, courage is 200, and then enlightenment is a 700 to 1,000. And then all the different levels in between. Okay, so for reference, there's a guy named Hitler, which we all know what he did. He was at apathy, which is level 50. And then you take all of the great teachers and the masters that roamed this earth, whether it was Abraham, Moses, Jesus, Muhammad, Buddha, Krishna, Zoroaster, any of them, they were at a level 1,000. And what their message actually was, before it got diluted, was that you and I's natural state is one of enlightenment. That is your natural state. And what is enlightenment? It's who you truly are. It's your authenticity. That is enlightenment. Your authentic presence. And it's a feeling unlike anything that I've ever felt. No drug could ever give me what I feel on a daily basis. And so going through Don's program, what he does is he helps you release the energetic anchor holding you back in these lower levels of consciousness. So what happens is there's a moment in time before the age of 7, because from 0, meaning in the womb, to 7 years of age, your subconscious mind is wide open, and there is something that happened to you, whether it was a physical trauma, like maybe you got beat up at a young age, like that was the case for me. I got literally abused at 3 months of age, or it could be something as you falling off your bike, hearing your mom and dad scream at each other. It doesn't matter. Okay. It causes you to play small. That's what it is. And so this energetic anchor holds you back in these lower levels of consciousness or frequency or vibration. You can use those interchangeably. And so I want you to imagine being at the very bottom of the ocean. Okay, like when I was walking outside today, it was like, the ocean's so beautiful. It's not that deep whenever you get to these lower levels. So let's say you're just at the very bottom of the ocean and you have an anchor that is tied to you and you're trying to swim to the top. Let's say you go 30% up and you're trying to get to the top of the ocean, the surface of the ocean. No matter how much you try, every time you get 30% up, that anchor is going to bring you back down. There's no amount of force or willing that will get you here. You're going to keep on getting dragged back down, which is why the personal development doesn't work, because you're trying to intellectually get there, but you have this energetic anchor holding you back. So Dawn helps you release it so you can just naturally get to your natural state. So it's very simple. So it's really important that you are in alignment with the consciousness side of things, because if you're not, what we're going to show you next, which is the money side of things, the currency side of things, you might be able to get the money, but then you're either, number one, going to be living in a self-created hell, just like Tim, or 2, you're going to lose it. You're going to be playing sabotage. You're going to sabotage your success before you can even get to a point where you can actually enjoy it. Okay, so it's super important to do the consciousness side of things and have that as really your pillar. And so Dawn has 2 classes every single week. The first one's on Tuesdays for new clients. The second one is for Thursdays for existing clients. And so they're both at 5 a.m. Dubai time, or 9 p.m. or 9 a.m. Philippines time, or I think that's 11 a.m. Australia time, or 1 p.m. New Zealand time. I'm living in so many different time zones. So yeah, basically you can go to one of these classes. And then let's talk about the currency side of things. So, nowadays AI is really running rampant. You got ChatGPT, you got people jumping into their Teslas and they're literally punching in the destination they want to go, and then the car just takes them there. That uses AI technology. Okay, it's artificial intelligence. So people trust AI so much that they take their hands off the steering wheel of the car, literally risking their life. You know, so what we've done is we actually have a AI that is trading your money hands-free. So it's time for people to start trusting AI enough to grow their bank accounts. And so this AI is connected to your cryptocurrency futures wallet. We're using it on Coinbase, or I'm sorry, not Coinbase, Binance, Bybit, and Kraken. If you don't know what that is, don't worry. We'll help you out. We have an onboarding staff that will help you get onboarded and do all of that fancy stuff. Okay. This is completely hands-free. You don't need to know anything about it. We do all of the heavy lifting for you. So it is 20 to 50% hands-free. And so we met the guy that created this AI, that developed this AI in Dubai. And so he had been developing it since 2017. And at the time when we met him, the minimum investment to get to use the AI was $100,000 minimum investment. So we end up putting up the money, the 100,000, but we're like, we want to put it and allow our community to use it too. And so he's like, okay, well, I can drop that minimum down to 10,000. We're like, okay, that's not going to do it. We need it a little bit lower. And so we brought it down to $1,000 US. The caveat is if you want to use this, it's $1,000 minimum investment, but you're going to split your profits 50-50 with the developer. So 20% of 1,000 is $200. You get 100, he gets 100. 50% of 1,000, that's $500 profit, 250 for you, 250 for the developer. And so before I move to the next slide, I just want you to know that past performances are not indicative of future results. Could it do less than 20% in a month? For sure. Could it do more than 50% in a month? Absolutely. We've seen 70%, 80% months. But, you know, even just like, look, you know, this last couple of weeks, the crypto market literally took a 25% dip. If you were trying to trade that by yourself, you would have literally blown your account. This AI literally, it did have a little bit of a floating drawdown, meaning it was taking a loss, but it didn't close the trade. And then it comes back up and then it closes in a profit. So this is the best AI that we've ever seen. And in the last 30 days, it's done 51% profit. So I'm going to show you the power of compounding. Albert Einstein says that the compound interest is the eighth wonder of the world. He who understands it earns it, and he who doesn't pays it. And so you can just take a look, right? Like think about credit card debt. That's an example of interest, compound interest, that you literally get stuck paying the banks forever. And they make so much money off of you because you don't understand compound interest, and they use it to their advantage. So I'm going to show you how you can actually utilize, and instead of having your money in your savings account literally losing value, because nowadays in the US, the US dollar is losing about 12% in purchasing power every single month. So what does that mean? Not 12%, I'm sorry, 1%. So 1% a month over 12 months is 12% a year. So 12% a year, I mean, that's crazy. That's really insane how you're literally losing your money, or that you're losing purchasing power by just saving money. Right? We've all been told that you need to save your money for a rainy day. I don't believe that, actually. I think it's probably one of the worst things you could do today. I mean, look at if you go to the grocery stores, you're able to buy less today than you did even a couple months ago, because they're printing trillions and trillions of dollars. And whether you're in New Zealand or Australia or in Europe or in Brazil, it does not matter. All of those places are being affected because they're all pinned to the US dollar. So I'm going to show you how you can utilize our AI, which is called Apollo, as a savings account on steroids. So let's say you started your initial balance at $1,000 and it did 10% a month, and you compounded it for 5 years. I'm going to show you the power of compounding really quick. So let's show you an in-depth look. So If you started with $1,000 as your initial balance, after 1 month, you would earn $100 interest, which would put your account balance at $1,100. Now, month 2, you would earn $110. Your balance is at $1,210. Month 3, you'd earn $121. Your balance is at $1,331. Month 6, you're earning $161.05. You're at $1,771.56. After 8 months, you would earn $194 in that 1 month. You would more than double your account in 8 months. You'd have 2143 in month 8. After a year, so 12th month, $285.31. You would have 3138 in your account. 24 months in, you'd have 895, or you'd earn $895.43 in interest. Your account balance would be at 9849. 3 years in, you'd earn 2810 in that 1 month. Now your account balance is at 30,912. Month 4, you'd earn 8819. You'd have $97,017 total balance. And then after 5 years, in 1 month, you would earn 27,680. And then you'd have a total balance of $304,481.64. Now, I'm not telling you that this is absolutely going to happen, but what I am showing you is the power of compounding. This is the power of compounding. And so you can pull out your money at any time, but this is why I'm telling you, I would suggest that you do use this as your savings account on steroids. Okay, so let's talk about being an entrepreneur and an investor. There's this guy right here. His name's Robert Kiyosaki. He wrote a book called The Cash Flow Quadrant, which is a really awesome book. I highly recommend. And in this book, he talks about the 4 ways that you can earn income. So as an employee, you trade your time for money. So this side of the quadrant, actually, you're only getting paid off of your time and efforts. So as an employee, let's say you work at a smoothie shop, you work from 9 to 5, you get paid from 9 to 5. Okay, so you have to clock in to get paid. You're living paycheck to paycheck, right? And some people say that a job just stands for just over broke. I gotta admit, because when I'm working on, when I had my job, I literally was barely making it. I was just over broke. I was like living from paycheck to paycheck. There was always a whole lot of month at the end of the money. Okay, and so that's you as an employee. Now, when I got into the car exporting business, I went from becoming an employee to being self-employed. And it's not that much better. It just sounds better. So like, let's say, you're at a smoothie shop and you open up your own smoothie shop. You're like, I don't want to work for someone that has a smoothie shop. I want to own mine. So you don't have a job anymore, but you actually own a job. You own a job because you're the lifeblood of the business and you have to be there to get paid. Even if you can't just go take a 4-month, 5-month, vacation. It just doesn't work like that. It doesn't. Just like either your business are going to be stagnant or it'll completely crumble. Even like, for example, like I was like the place that I'm staying here in Boracay, there's a really nice French restaurant where right underneath, like literally like 10 seconds away, like by foot. And so the owner, he has to be in that restaurant. He may not do all of the little tasks. He's not like serving tables and all that stuff, but he can't just go take 4 months off and expect his shop to keep running. But as a big business owner, which is on this side, this side right here, is you're getting paid off of leverage, which is literally so life-changing. I mean, I can't even explain to you how much my life has shifted ever since from getting this level of being on this side of the quadrant to this side of the quadrant. So as a big business owner, you're getting paid off of systems. So systems, they stand for, or system stands for saving yourself some time, energy, money. So you leverage a system, you leverage other people's time and efforts. And so as an example, let's talk about maybe like an Elon Musk. Elon Musk, he has like more than 100,000. Well, let's just say he has 100,000 employees, and each one of those employees work 8 hours a day for him. Well, he is leveraging 800,000 man hours per day, even though he has 24 hours in the day, just like you and I. Okay, so the fourth quadrant is the investor quadrant, which is getting paid leverage income, but off of their money. So let's say you invest into real estate or whatever, right? That's investor income. But we have a way, instead of having to invest, say, as a real estate developer, right? Let's say you want to make some leverage income, some residual income, you'd have to leverage $250,000 to make $500 a month in real estate. Let's say your mortgage is $1,500, you rent it out for 2,000, you're making $500 a month. So as an investor, normally it would take you, a couple six figures, maybe $1 million sometimes to become an investor. But with our technology, you can literally become an investor with $1,000 minimum. So let's get into to how you can get started with us. We have one package for our customers. It's called the Freedom Pack. It's $149 startup for the first month, and then it's $99 per month. You get Don's program, which I don't think I mentioned this, but some of the people that have paid him for his services paid him $1 million. I personally got charged $15,000 for a 2-hour session. I would do it over and over again in a heartbeat. That's how powerful his process is. So you get Don's process, which is included in the Freedom Pack, and then you also get the AI, which is also included in the Freedom Pack. You get both of those for $149 first time, $99 per month. After you get these amazing results and you want to share it with people, if you refer 3 people, your membership is completely free. Now let's talk about the partnership program, because there is a way where you can actually start to invite and to make connections in our partner program and get paid. So as a customer, you don't get paid, you can get your membership for free. But if you want to actually make and build a business, we have a way for you to actually build a business internationally anywhere in the world, because we are in every single country in the world. Doesn't matter. There's nothing that's stopping us. And so right now we're actually in 19 countries, because we just got into Kenya today. Go, brother Tui and his team. Congratulations, guys. And so in the partnership program, we use a method called network marketing, or it's in the industry of network marketing, which is a $200 billion a year industry. Plus, it's probably more than that. When I saw this as like in 2021, where it's doing $200 billion a year, it's probably doubled by now. So in network marketing, what network marketing is instead of utilizing traditional methods of marketing like billboards and commercials and advertisements, we pay people like you and I to spread the message via word of mouth. It's simply what it is. You go watch a movie, you have an awesome dinner. Guess what? You're social. We're social beings. You eventually tell people about it. That's just how it goes. Okay, so you're gonna do the same thing for something that actually works for you, but this way you actually get paid, because the movie theater and the restaurants are not going to pay you to do that. So here you have the ability to earn an infinite income potential. So that means that you can earn anywhere from $100 a month all the way to $4 million every single month. Now you can earn weekly residual income, like the real estate example I told you earlier about leveraging $250K to make $500. That is the slow way. I'm going to show you a way easier way to earn residual income. And I'm actually in real estate. That's one of my businesses in the US. And this way is way better because it's all profit and no overhead, right? You don't have to pay for employees. You don't have all these costs and whatnot. Here, it's like, it's a very minimal investment. You're telling me you could build an income of $4 million a month with only $99 subscription? I don't know if you guys realize how ridiculously amazing that is. I mean, it's like it's kind of And I've been on both sides of the spectrum. I've been in network marketing, I've done the traditional businesses, and network marketing by far is the superior business model. And so there are no qualifications or experiences needed here. It does not matter about your past. If you did well in school, if you did bad in school. I wasn't that good of a student in school. I mean, I was literally the kid that was always sleeping. I was literally always sleeping. I was either asleep dreaming or I was awake daydreaming. I was either sleeping or talking. Those were the only two things I did in school. Loved recess, loved PE. Didn't care about any of the other subjects. And so it does not matter. Doesn't matter if you went to Yale University. Doesn't matter if you went to jail. And like I told you earlier, I went to jail a couple of times. I was a reckless kid. And so it doesn't matter. It does not matter. You don't have to have an amazing resume. You just have to be coachable and take action on the information that you learn. And the last thing is that you have team building incentives. So you're in business for yourself here, but you're not in business by yourself. You have a whole team, a whole community to help you get to where you want to go. And so let's get into the money. Let's get into the compensation plan. There is a couple of things that you need to know. And so as far as the qualifications, so there's the rank name. This is the rank that the rank that you're at. So this would be like corporate role. There's a network size, which is the size of the network that you're building. That's the first qualification, because any business owner is building a network. Okay, they're building a network. If you have like a family doctor and they have, let's say, 100 patients and they come see them once a month or once every couple of months, they're still building a network of clients, and that's how they're getting paid. That's any business owner. Now, the second qualifier is the personal referral. So these are the people that you're going to personally refer. Okay, so those are the two qualifiers, and there's 3 ways that you get paid, and there's 1 bonus. So the weekly payout is what you get paid out every week. Like today is Monday, we just got paid out. Okay, then there's a one-time rank bonus, which is it's a one-time bonus and it's paid out once a month. And so I'll tell you how that works out in just a minute. And then there's the direct bonus, which is for every person that you personally bring into the system, you get $50 per membership. But until we're done with pre-launch, you'll get $100 per membership. So that could be another 4 weeks, 6 weeks, 8 weeks. We're just waiting until our new system is completely launched, and then we'll drop this promotion. But for the time being, every person that you bring in, you get $100 instead of 90, or instead of 50, I'm sorry. So if you want to hit inviter, the way you get to inviter is you need 2 on your left leg, 1 on your right. It's just 2 teams that you're building. And so out of those 3, you need 1 on your left, 1 on your right. So that's 2. Let's say it's your mom and your dad. Your dad goes out and he refers his brother. Now you have 3 total. You're getting paid $25 a week, which is $100 a month. And then let's say you did this in your first month, you got paid $100 off the weekly, and then you got paid $100 from your mom, $100 from your dad. That's $300 total. Awesome. Connect to 200. How you're gonna connect to 200 is by helping your people hit inviter, because this is the building block of the entire system. So you help your mom hit inviter, your dad hit inviter. Now you have 4 on your left, 4 on your right. You only brought 2, the same 2. You're getting paid $50 a week, which is $200 a month. And then you get the one-time rank bonus, which, like I said, it's paid out once a month. If you hit it in your first month, then you would get paid the $200 bonus on your second month, the very first week of the second month. Okay. Now, connector 500, 10 on your left, 10 on your right, all the way till 900. You only need 2 total on your personal referrals. So connector 500. Oops. So connector 500, you help your mom and dad hit inviter. They help their people hit inviter. And then now you're a connector 500, earning $125 a week, which is $500 a month. And then you get a one-time bonus of $500. Awesome. Now, same thing. You're just going to duplicate what you did. Help your mom and dad. They're going to help their people. Their people are going to help their people. Now, at 20 on your left, 20 on your right, still need the same 225 a week, which is $900 a month, and then you get a one-time bonus of $900. Awesome. Now, Connect to 1500. The only thing that shifts here is that now you need to bring 2 personally on your left and 2 personally on your right. That's 4 total. You're gonna have 40 on your left, 40 on your right that you bring total as a team, as a collective. So for example, let's say your dad goes crazy, or maybe your uncle goes crazy, and he brings 100 clients in. Well, that's gonna all count towards you, towards your volume. So you just never know who they know. Okay, now connect your 3K, 75 on your left, 75 on your right. You're only bringing 2 on your left, 2 on your right. You're getting paid $750 a week, which is $3,000 a month. And then you get a one-time bonus of 3K. Same thing. Connect our network is 5K. You're getting paid $5,000 a month. And then figure 9K, 9,000, 15, 25, 50, $100,000 a month. So you can go part-time here earning $500 a month, $500 a month, which, you know, like I said, it would take you $250,000 to leverage in real estate just to earn $500 a month. So this is really awesome from like, I look at it from an investor perspective. And then if you want to become an investor, you want to use Apollo, you can now take the money that you're earning here, $125 times 4, that's $500 plus 500. Now you throw it into Apollo, you're making 20 to 50% on your money rather than having it sit in your savings account. Okay, so, or you can go full time, earning $9,000 a month, or you can go big time where you're earning $25, $50, $100,000 a month. So it's really up to you. Regardless of what you choose, we're here to support you. And so there's one more bonus, and it starts right here. It starts at Speaker 25K and beyond. And so the way that this works is called the Global Pool Bonus. And what we do is we take 1% of all the global sales. So let's say that 1% totals out to be $1 million. What we'll do is we will throw that into the pool that's split amongst the number of shares that there are. So let's say there's 10 shares divided by 1 million, that's $100,000 per share. You would earn $100,000 a month on top of the 25K you make, top of the 50, 75, $100,000 you make. And then you get a second share of the global pool at master 750K and beyond. So you get an extra 2 times 100, 200,000 on top of the 750, million, 2 million, $4 million every single month. So we have an amazing compensation plan. We really just want to reward people for doing and, you know, being a part of this mission. So, you know, we are in pre-launch, and what that means is that you're at a ground floor opportunity. And when it comes to business, even though this is a freedom ecosystem and not so much a business, it's like more an ecosystem with a rewards fund, but there is a business element. And so when it comes to business, it's always about timing, timing, timing. And so imagine if you invested in Apple when they first launched, right? I was listening to Tony Robbins, and he says the difference between the consumer mindset and the investor mindset is that if you just bought every single iPhone that ever got created from conception till now, you would have about $20,000. But if you took that same $20,000 and you invested it in Apple at the time that they launched their IPO and you invested into their stocks, today you'd have $200 million. So that's the same level of opportunity that you have here with Divinfi. And so, but the difference is that we're more than just a financial system. We're a movement towards financial freedom and personal empowerment. So if you're in alignment with what we're creating, and the ultimate goal is to really shift humanity's consciousness from its existing levels to a level of 700 and above. We'll talk about that here at another time. If you're in alignment with that, get back to the person that invited you and ask them for their unique link so they can get credit for inviting you to the system. And we look forward for you to join us today. And with that being said, I'm going to just announce a couple of promotions. We like to we like to just basically just reward our partners. So let me just pull this up really quick. Okay. Okay, so we got a couple of cool promotions right now. So if you come into the system and you accomplish this before August the 18th, you get some cool prizes. So the cutoff date's August 18th. If you come in and you bring 10 people directly into your system, into your team directly, meaning personally referred, you get a brand new GoPro. 20 directly, you get a brand new iPhone, and 30, you get a MacBook. And then if you hit the rank of Connector 1500, just as long as you qualify for that, you get a 3-day, 2-night stay at the event that we're throwing. It's going to be sometime mid-October from what we've planned. It could change, I mean, but that's what we're looking at, mid-October. And if you hit Connector 3000, you will get an all-inclusive, which includes a flight, hotel, and then VIP access to the event. Does not matter if we have 1,000 people to qualify. There's no first, second, third. It's just whoever qualifies, whoever does the work gets rewarded. And if you want to stay connected with all things Divinfi, just scan this QR code, and I would follow our Telegram group, join the Facebook group, and then follow us on Instagram. And so with that being said, I really appreciate you for being here and giving me your attention. What I'll do now is I'll give you guys a chance to just ask any questions that you might have, and make sure that you have all the info. Any questions, Patrick? Yes, no, maybe so. Everything pretty clear?
Yeah.
Awesome. Okay. All righty. By the way, who invited you to the call, Patrick? I don't mean to single you out, but you're the new person here, so
I'm not sure if he can hear you.
I think you're muted, bro.
Yeah.
So you want to, on the bottom left, there's like a little speaker icon. You want to just hit that, and then you'll unmute yourself. Or if you don't want to, you can just hit it in the chat. You can just type it in the chat. Mr. Patrick. Okay, well, all good. We'll figure that out. We'll figure out who invited you. Okay, well, yeah, what we discussed, Tui and I, we're going to be doing the Sundays are going to be for where all of the Australia, New Zealand team is going to be inviting to. So if you are a part of Tui's team, just make sure that you do have, and we'll create a link. I'll have a link created, and then you can just send to that specific link from now until Sunday. And that way, throughout the week, if people can't make it to these meetings, you can invite them to that Sunday meeting because it's at a more reasonable time. Anything you want to add to that, Tui?
No, that's it, brother. That sounds really good. Yeah. So thanks for that. We're gonna have fun on Sunday.
Yes, we are.
Yeah, it's gonna be a good time for everybody.
Heck
Get
yeah.
together.
By the way, Tui, did you get paid today?
Yes. Pays are coming out to everybody, so that's good. People getting paid.
Yeah, Max, you got paid too, right?
Yep.
Yeah.
Yep.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Ella, did you get paid?
Ella got paid.
Yes, I did.
Yeah,
Yes.
you get paid. I love it.
Ella got paid.
Thank you.
Yeah.
You're all
We
good.
just got to get Patrick. Patrick, you just got to jump on and get paid too, mate. Come on. Patrick gonna join the getting paid team.
That way it's getting started too, so it's gonna be
Yeah.
interesting to see where we are in a month.
So that's good.
All right, well, we finished right on time. Is 11:59. So hope you guys have a good night. I know it's pretty late for you guys in Australia and New Zealand, so I don't want to keep you up too much longer. Thank you guys so much. Appreciate you. Infinite love. See you guys.
Well done, everybody. Well done.
Thank you, Sam. Thank you, Joe.
Thank you.
Good night,
Thank
Patrick.
you.
All right,
Thank you.
guys.
Good night.